दो चैप्टर रहेंगे, एक सर का फिक्स बीम रहेगा। आज आज पेपर काल 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 लखी काल लखी सरकारी में राइट। तो ये जो हम देख रहे हैं इसके अंदर हमें फाइंड क्या करना है, what we are supposed to find out is this eccentric distance E. Okay. આપણે find out શું કરવાનું છે, eccentric distance E. Now apply your brain and try to find out how will you find this. आप अपना ब्रेन यूज कीजिए और फाइंड आउट कीजिए कि इसको आप फाइंड कैसे करेंगे। सर d માંથી b/2 माइनस करना, तो इसका एक ट्रायंगल का एरिया निकाल। ओके, he gave a good answer that what is the total length, total length ये जो है वो क्या है, b है, बराबर। good answer given by Manan. So here you can see E, eccentric distance E is equal to b minus b/2. Now what does that mean? तो पूरा डिस्टेंस कितना है, पूरा डिस्टेंस ये कितना है, यहां से यहां तक का d, तो पूरा डिस्टेंस हमने d लिया, माइनस क्या करेंगे b/2। सही है, ये आपका क्या हो गया, एसेंट्रिसिटी। दिस इज योर एसेंट्रिसिटी E is equal to this। ये क्लियर हो गया, एसेंट्रिसिटी इज इक्वल टू दिस। अभी क्या करेंगे हम लोग कि पहले तो हमें ये डिस्टेंसेस पता नहीं है कि ये डिस्टेंसेस क्या है, किस तरह से है, वी डोंट नो। तो एक चीज ये भी है, अगर हमें फाइंड आउट करना है इसको, तो d इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, aj प्लस jk, मतलब कि ये d का जो वैल्यू है उसको फाइंड आउट करना है, तो हम कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे, a टू j एंड j टू k, बराबर। दैट मींस व्हाट इज d, d का वैल्यू क्या रहेगा, d का वैल्यू aj प्लस jk। तो हमें अभी फाइंड आउट क्या करना पड़ेगा, हमें अभी फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा aj एंड jk। हमें अभी फाइंड आउट क्या करना पड़ेगा, aj एंड jk। अभी इसके लिए अगर हम फिर से फिगर में देखेंगे, सही है, यहां पर आप डाउन साइड देख सकते हो, d इज इक्वल टू aj एंड jk। अभी हम फिर से फिगर में देखते हैं, वी आर गोइंग टू फिगर बैक टू द फिगर, राइट। इधर पहले तो ये क्या है, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स है। अब इधर r को देख सकते हो, वो रिजल्टेंट फोर्स है आपका, p है और w है। अगर मैं ये p को यहां पर ले लूं तो वो आ तो सकता है, ऑब्वियस है। दैट मींस I was thinking the same. This would be a more preferable one. ओके, तो ये P जो है वो P को मैं अगर यहां पर अज्यूम करता हूं तो ये ट्रायंगल बनाएगा पूरा, राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल के साथ ये कंप्लीट ट्रायंगल बनेगा नहीं बना, ये और ये पूरा ट्रायंगल बना। यस, ये क्या है, W है, और ये क्या है, P है। तो R इज इक्वल टू क्या होगा, R स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू, मतलब ये हाइपोटेनियस है, हाइपोटेनियस स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू एडजेसेंट साइड स्क्वायर, स्क्वायर ऑफ एडजेसेंट साइड W स्क्वायर प्लस व्हाट इट इज P स्क्वायर। तो R अगर हमें चाहिए तो R इज इक्वल टू अंडर रूट W स्क्वायर प्लस P स्क्वायर और P स्क्वायर प्लस W स्क्वायर, व्हाट you can write out both the way। तो कीधु के P ना અહીંયા લીધો, આ લીટો જે દેખાય છે તો P લીધો, આ P છે, this is P, માથે નીચે લીધો, 4 over triangular formation. Right, so P is equal to that. Now what you have to do is, see here what you can see is JK. Now first of all what we want is JK. J, where it is? So J is at this point. This is J and this is K. This is J and that is K. You can see that. Here it is J, right? And here it is K. If you want to find out this distance, what you will do? Let's see. What you can do is, you need to take moment at K. What you need to do is, you need to take moment at K. That means you need to take the moment at this place. Once you take a moment at this place, what you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to find out the moment. राइट इधर अगर हम मोमेंट यहाँ पर आपको क्या करना है, इधर मोमेंट लेना है, राइट। और मोमेंट लेते लेते आपको क्या देखना है, तो आपको देखना है कि आप क्या मोमेंट लेते हैं। तो इधर अगर लोड यहाँ पर है और ये उसका परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस है, सही है, ये लोड है और ये इसका परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस है। तो लोड इनटू डिस्टेंस हम अगर करेंगे, ये कौन सा मोमेंट हुआ, क्लॉकवाइज, वो कौन सा होगा, एंटी क्लॉकवाइज, इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूं। देन व्हाट इट इज, p into h by 3, राइट। અને અહીંયા now when we talk about this load, capital h by 3 નો હવે એ છે ને આપણી પાસે અહીંયા કેપિટલ અહીંયા છે બકુ, આ h by 3 હોવી, this is h by 3, આપણો વોટર પ્રેશર છે ને। એટલે આ બાજુની જે આખી okay is equal to w into perpendicular distance, w into perpendicular distance j k, so that will be w into perpendicular distance j k. Now what you want jk, so make jk as a head and this w will go over here in division. So what will be your answer for jk? Jk is equal to p by w into h by 3. Now what you are supposed to do is, for online students, so you are supposed to take a moment at this place over here at k. Now when you take a moment, what is the formula for moment? Load into perpendicular distance. Now here it is in clockwise movement and here it is an anti-clockwise movement. So now with this p, what is the p is the load in this direction, and what will be the perpendicular distance? The perpendicular distance will be h by 3, because this point belongs at h by 3, right? So you can see over here h by 3, and then what will be the value? jk. Now this is jk into w, because this is a load over here and this is a distance till here. This is a load and this is a distance, right? So jk is a distance and w is a load. jk है वो distance है और w जो है वो load है। हम अगर वैल्यू पुट ऑन करेंगे तो हमें आंसर क्या मिलेगा? आंसर विल बी p by w into h by 3, right? p by w into h by 3. तो अगर इस आपको एसेंट्रिसिटी फाइंड आउट करना है तो उसके लिए आपको aj प्लस jk दो चीजें फाइंड आउट करनी थी। इसके अंदर आपने jk को फाइंड कर लिया, यू फाउंड jk, राइट? आपको jk मिल गया। नाउ व्हाट यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट इज kj. What you need to find out is aj. Now what is aj? aj actually, when you go with a figure, now you go with a figure and find out ai is here and j is over here, which is actually a center of gravity, because it is written over here cg. right? That means the center of gravity for trapezoidal section at x-axis is equal to a square plus ab plus b square upon 3a plus b. This is a formula. You have to integrate entire section and then you get this formula. So this is aj. तो ये पूरा aj है. हाँ. aj distance ની. આ તમારું કયું એક્સિસ થાય? x એક્સિસ થયું. આ તમારું y એક્સિસ છે. બરાબર છે? What you need to find out is center of gravity, because this is your CG point. For center of gravity, this is a aj distance is also a center of gravity point. તમારે center of gravity નો point ગોતવો હોય તો આ એની trapezoidal section માટેની center of gravity ની ફોર્મ્યુલા છે. I already formula છે. Okay, so you can note down this. This is a required thing. You should note down this. And make sure this is a square and here it will be b square. This is a b square, huh? Not only b, it will be b square. કોની હામ क्या अरे नीचे तुम्हारी डी बोल पास ऊपर हां a square છે a equal yes to be a square Okay, once you complete this, then our next step is about retaining about a maximum and minimum pressure. So if you want to find out what is the maximum and minimum pressure acting on a dam, this will be the formula. How max is equal to W upon B into bracket 1 plus 6E upon B. When it comes to minimum, plus will become minus. So this is a formula for finding out a maximum and minimum net upward uplift pressure. दिस इज एट अ बेस, ये जो प्रेशर है वो बेस के ऊपर लगता है. अबे दिस इज फॉर बेस. हाँ 6E by B. ओके तो अगर आपको इसका सॉल्यूशन करना है, क्वेश्चन कुछ दिया है, देन यू हैव टू स्टार्ट विथ first number first is what you need to find out the water pressure. Second is you need to find out self weight. First is self weight, second way is water pressure, third is eccentricity, and fourth is maximum and minimum pressure. Right, this will be your question. अगर ये क्वेश्चन है, ये क्वेश्चन ही रहेगा वैसे तो. Now when it comes to a retaining wall, अगर हम रिटेनिंग वॉल की बात करते हैं, then what is the difference between retaining wall and dam? Can you tell me what is the difference between retaining wall and dam? एक डैम और रिटेनिंग वॉल के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस होता है? Yes, Manan, please tell me.
रिटेनिंग वॉल ઉપર એટલે ખાલી એ પાછળ તમારી પાછળનો જે કહેવાય એનો જ ખાલી પ્રેશર આવતું હોય, ત્યારે ડેમ પાછળ છે ને આખા પાણીનું તમારું ટોટલ એકદમ પ્રેશર આવતું.
Okay, so basically saying there is no difference between retaining wall and dam. Why? Because dam is a structure which retains a liquidaceous mass, while retaining wall which retains a solidaceous mass. But every dam is a type of retaining wall. Every dam is a type of retaining wall. Now, why we are going with the retaining wall study? Why we are subjected to this study? Because if there is a retaining wall and the material, that means it is a type of dam itself, but the material which is back at the side, which is at the back side, right? That is something else. In this, we have seen a soil, right? For retaining structure, most probably it is either it is a water or it is a soil. Then and only then we are using it as a retaining structure. So retaining wall is a structure used to retain the soil and earth. The basic difference between dam and retaining wall is that dam retains the water subjected to the water pressure, while retaining wall retains earth, that means soil, and subjected to earth pressure. So now what you have is you have a earth pressure when it is about a retaining wall. Now once we go with the total earth pressure, we already had it as a WH square by 2 which was also known as a water pressure. But here in this situation, you need to multiply this with a Ka, which is active earth pressure constant, where Ka is the active earth pressure constant 1 minus sine phi, where phi is the angle of response for the earth pressure. Earth pressure na angle of response no angle J. That means it is this angle of response, this angle over here, right? So phi is the angle of response of soil. Angle of response, I think you have already started studying this in a soil mechanics. That will come. Shear failure. Are you soil shear failures? Okay. Now that means what it is, Ka, that means active earth pressure coefficient, is equal to 1 minus sine phi upon 1 plus sine phi, and phi is the angle of response of soil. The total earth pressure Px is at a height h by 3 from the base for the retaining wall. You can note down this formula, so it will be really very useful to you. So where this Px is at a h by 3, because it is in center of gravity portion. One minus 1 plus sine theta. One time at a numerator it is 1 minus sine theta, and at denominator it is 1 plus sine theta. Manan? Okay, then we can move on. Right. Now this comes to the stability of retaining structure or stability of dam. A retaining wall, a dam, is checked for the following stability. First stability is no overturning. એનો મતલબ શું છે કે you should go with some stability check for your dam. Is it stable or not? इसका मतलब क्या है कि आपको पहले स्टेबिलिटी चेक करना पड़ेगा. फर्स्ट स्टेबिलिटी चेक कौन सा है? नो ओवरटर्निंग. मतलब ये पूरा गोल घूम के ओवरटर्निंग नहीं हो जाना चाहिए. गोल गोल ठगाना को हो जाए. फरतो फरतो. Right? That means it is like this. This is the overturning process, right? If we tell about overturning, that means if this is a dam and this is the top of dam, this will lie down. This happens due to what? Again due to moment, right? What moment and how it is, right? Two major forces acting on a retaining wall of dam are total earth and water pressure. So it is total earth or total water pressure. This is the two things acting on this. The weight of wall, that means the self weight of dam should be such that it can retain for no overturning resistance moment, which should be greater than the overturning moment. That means JB is always greater than JK. Now what is JB and JK? Again we can see J and B and J and K. That means what? The resultant should never cut. The resultant should never cut above the base. આ resultant છે એ બેઝ થી ઉપર ક્યાંય કટ કોઈ દિવસ થવો જોઈએ નહીં. જો એ resultant અહીંયા આવ્યો જાય, that means it will overturn. Your resultant should be always less than JD. The resultant should be always less than JD. Okay? Okay. JK મોટો થઈ જશે, અહીંયા પહોંચી ગયો એટલે ઓવરટર્ન કરવો. બીકોઝ કે તમારું લોડ ટ્રાન્સફર ક્યાંથી થાય? અહીંયાથી થઈ ગયું. રિઝલ્ટન્ટ ટ્રાન્સફર અહીંયાથી થવા માંડ્યું. On a Newton stand up and have some freshing off. Feel yourself comfortable. No, stand up. Feel comfortable. No? I haven't punished you. Once you think that you are okay, then you can have a seat. I can't say anything. This is a period. This is a time in which people used to yawn. Right? You just need to note down this. No overturning condition. This is no overturning condition. So that means you just write down over there, you note down that your resultant should never go beside the toe. તમારો resultant toe થી આગળ ક્યાંય કોઈ દિવસ જવો જોઈએ નહીં, એ દેખાડજો અહીંયા. Man, you're okay within a few seconds. Wow, man. I think I have a best medicines. No, that's okay. I feel comfortable to rest. I'll try to do that. I'll include that. Usually not what I have taught you, but something different. Actually, I'll give you a book. That's it. A PDF. Okay, then now second one is no tension at base. Yes? Baki hai. Okay. Okay, can we change? And I want to complete some few points also. So no overturning, no tension at base, no crushing. Okay, then now next is no tension at base. To avoid a no tension at base on a machinery at a base, the minimum stress should not be negative. So that if you finding out the minimum stress over there, your value shouldn't be a negative. For no tension at a base, eccentricity should be less than 6b by 6. Right. The value of your eccentricity should be less than b by 6. That means what is the value of eccentricity? See, this is your eccentricity, right? This is your eccentricity. Your E here, it is an eccentricity, it shouldn't be greater than b by 6. Now where is B? This is the B. This is the B, right? This should not be greater than b by 6. Huh? This is B, okay? This is B. Okay, then it will be under tension. Right? If it is greater, it will be under tension. So note down this. Then we will go with no sliding and then no crossing. Then we need to do that. I think this week we will complete the dam retaining structure to off, and then we have 2 more like chapters to complete. Oh. We are running too fast, right? Wait, my dad is there. એટલે આખા મૂળભૂત કેવી ભણવાના તમારા નંબર ડિસ્ક્રિપ્શન ચાલુ ના એટલે કે પ્લેન આપણે કીધું કમેન્ટ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન અંદર ચાલુ થઈ એમબીએસ હવે ના ક્યારે રિસર્ચ કરી અને ક્યારે વેક્ટર પાસ બતાવી એ ખબર નથી પડતી. એ નથી થકાવાની કાઢો સબ્જેક્ટ બિલ્ડિંગ સર્વિસીસ વાત છે. ભાઈ એમાં એક જ કામ કરવાનું, મોડલ્સ બનાવવાનું. બીજું કાંઈ નહીં. મોડલ બનાવવાનું. Okay, then we have a no sliding. The next topic is no sliding. So for not sliding condition, what happens? Sliding कहाँ से प्रोड्यूस होता है? स्लाइडिंग प्रोड्यूस कैसे होगा? डैम किसके ऊपर रेस्ट होता है? ये डैम है, ये डैम किसके ऊपर रेस्ट करता है? सॉइल के ऊपर. तो ये आगे इसके नीचे अगर पहिए डाले होते तो वो आगे चला जाता, राइट? या इसके नीचे ग्रीस क्या ऑयल होता तो वो चला जाता है. व्हाई? फ्रिक्शन, बिकॉज ऑफ फ्रिक्शन. क्योंकि जब ये कोई मटेरियल है, ऑयल वगैरह या कुछ ऐसा मटेरियल हम यूज करेंगे तो वो फ्रिक्शन कैसा हो जाएगा? लेस. वो फ्रिक्शन लेस हो जाएगा. लेकिन ये हमारा जो अगर स्लाइडिंग नहीं करने देना है, अगर આપણે સ્લાઇડિંગ નથી કરવા દેવો તો શું હોવું જોઈએ? ફ્રિક્શન વેલ્યુ છે એ કેવી હોવી જોઈએ? હાયર હોવી જોઈએ. અગર આપણે સ્લાઇડિંગ નથી કરવા દેવું, બરાબર, ડેમ કોની ઉપર રેસ્ટ થાય છે? સોઇલ ઉપર. અને સોઇલ જે છે એમાં શું થાય કે સોઇલ ઉપર ડેમ રેસ્ટ થયેલો હોય તો સોઇલ અને કોન્ક્રીટ વચ્ચે ફ્રિક્શન ક્રિએટ થાય, બરાબર. તો the total frictional force at the base of dam F max is equal to mu by W, but this mu by W should be always greater than P. इसका मतलब ये जो P फोर्स है यहाँ पर, जो वाटर फोर्स है, એનો મતલબ આ P વોટર ફોર્સ જે છે, અહીંયા જો P લખેલું છે, રાઈટ? ફિગરમાં તમે જોઈ શકશો P લખેલું છે. કે P જે વોટર ફોર્સ છે, right, this water force should be less than the friction force. ई फ्रिक्शन फोर्स करता ઓછો હોવો જોઈએ તો અને તો જ આ સ્લાઇડ કરતા, એટલે સ્લાઇડ એટલે ગુજરાતીમાં શું કહેવાય? લપસી અને આગળ ન વયો જાય, લસરપટ્ટી ખાઈ ન જાય, बराबर. देन एंड ओनली देन ये स्लाइड होगा नहीं. अगर ये P की वैल्यू जो है वो बड़ी हो जाएगी फ्रिक्शन से तो ये स्लाइड हो जाएगा. तो हमें हमेशा ये ध्यान रखना है कि पीछे जो वाटर फोर्स है वो फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स से ज्यादा ना होगा. Note down this. Then, okay, before noting down this, we will go with the last. No crushing at base. The material of wall dam should be safe against the crushing. The stress maximum should be less than permissible crushing stress. इसका मतलब क्या है, ये जो है डैम कहीं पर क्रशिंग नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर क्रशिंग नहीं होना है तो क्या होगा कि जो स्ट्रेस उसके ऊपर लग रहा है और जो परमिसिबल स्ट्रेस है वो परमिसिबल स्ट्रेस बड़ा होना चाहिए जिस जो लग रहा है उससे। જે સ્ટ્રેસ લાગે છે એના કરતા પરમિસિબલ સ્ટ્રેસ કેવો હોવો જોઈએ, વધારે હોવો જોઈએ. then and only then the crushing will not be generated. तो જ crushing generate नहीं होगा. Okay, note down this. ક્રશિંગ એટલે કોન્ક્રીટ જે બ્રિટલ છે, બરાબર. હવે હું તને આમ ધક્કો માર્યો ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, અથવા આમ ધક્કો લઈ લો વોટેવર, આ સેલ્ફ વેટની લીધે નીચે ધક્કો લાગે છે, તો આની જે ક્રશિંગ વેલ્યુ છે, બરાબર, એક્ચ્યુઅલી અને જે પરમિસિબલ છે, તો પરમિસિબલ જે છે એ મોટી હોવી જોઈએ અને તું બેર કરી શકતો હોય ઈ કેટલી હોવી જોઈએ, મતલબ તને જે લાગતી હોય ઈ કેટલી હોવી જોઈએ, ઓછી હોવી જોઈએ. તું બેર કરી શકતો હોય વધારે હોવી જોઈએ અને જેટલું લાગતું હોય કેવું હોવું જોઈએ, ઓછું હોવું જોઈએ. That means તમે લેક્ચરમાં આટલું જ બેર કરી શકો એમ છો, હવે વધારે ભણાવીશ તો શું થાય, ક્રશિંગ થઈ જાય, ક્રેશિંગ થઈ જાય. So this is the kind of that. Okay, so we'll keep our lecture up till this. You can note down and then you can give your attendance. After that you can leave.